In this CPD presentation, we are going to review our leadership skills and how they impact our success in the work environment. These factors have been distilled down to 5 easy principles that we can integrate into our lives today. Number 1. Alter your thinking. Leaders aren't born, they are created. It is a set of skills that can be honed over time, and to become a true leader, most of us need to first alter our thinking. Who we are is in most part determined by our everyday habits. By establishing good mental practices, we can shift towards being effective thinkers, developing laser-like focus and undeterred by the small obstacles in life. The first set of skills we need to practice is courage. Establishing a habit of confronting fear, no matter how small it is, will skyrocket our way to leadership. For instance, most people hate public speaking. In fact, it impacts roughly 75% of the population. By challenging this fear through small everyday action, for instance, speaking up in class or meetings, signing up to groups, or chatting with a stranger, we will inadvertently train our minds to become better leaders. We will instill confidence by raising competency, whilst also proving to ourselves we are capable. Another important mental habit leaders practice is taking 100% responsibility for their actions and never thinking in terms of failure. Thomas J. Watson, the CEO of IBM who launched it into the international sphere, was once asked by a junior of the company how to best go about advancing his career. Watson simply replied, "Double your failure rate." Think in terms of experience. Failure offers invaluable life lessons and insights that we may never have had if we hadn't taken the plunge in the first place. As much as people think they are in control of their mind, for the most part it wanders where it wants. Everything we do is tinted by our pre-existing paradigms of the world. Armed with this, we can start to recognize when our brains are creating false assumptions, testing our existing beliefs to see if they actually align with reality. Creating assumptions is our brain's way of dealing with all the data streaming in from the world around us. We subconsciously engage our reticular activation system, or RAS, to filter out this external stimuli. For example, if a person believes they are not good enough to lead, their pre-existing filters will search the environment to find proof of that belief, shaping their worldview. Although our RAS is a powerful tool, it can backfire on us by supporting unsubstantiated negative beliefs that serve against us and lead to self-sabotage. Number 2. Develop your mission. By establishing an overall mission statement and principles, leaders give purpose and direction to both themselves and their team. A mission statement should be clear and concise, reflecting the fundamental reasons why the team exists and the goals to which they seek to achieve. Refining a mission statement is no easy feat. It can take a lot of soul-searching and questioning of underlying value systems. However, it will serve as the very foundation to which a team operates. All decisions, activities, and motivations stem from this greater purpose. A lot of people navigate through life without ever consciously establishing or questioning their core principles and beliefs. And without any sort of plan, there will be constant mishaps and hiccups. The onus is on the leader to establish the tone of the team, inspiring others to align with their vision. In this way, the purpose serves to unite the team under a common cause, giving an overall direction and filtering down to each individual team member. Remember, a mission statement should appeal to the limbic emotional brain rather than the rational neocortex. In this way, people will respond to not what you do, but why you do it. If the mission only appeals to the logical side of the brain, it will have no lasting impact. It should be altruistic and visionary, sparking emotion and inspiring the team, clients, and general public. Number 3. Communication and cooperation. It is estimated that 85% of leadership success is attributed to effective communication skills. Communication is much more than the words we exchange. In fact, words only make up 10% of our overall communication, with 30% attributed to tonality and 70% to body language. We have an inherent human ability to read other people's emotions through their tone and body language, but understanding the intricacies of a person's subcommunication can allow us to rapidly respond to the room. For instance, If you ask a team member to complete a master plan report for a project they have been working on, and they avoid eye contact, are slouched over in their chair, and have crossed arms, regardless of whether or not they verbally agree to the task, their subcommunication suggests something is wrong. In this way, a leader can take charge and further probe the person to better understand their situation, taking proactive steps to address the issue. Listening skills are very important to becoming an effective leader. We need to shift away from the frame of "I'm listening and waiting for my turn to respond" to "I'm listening so that I can understand the person in front of me." In this way, we develop empathy, getting inside another person's head to grasp their intellectual and emotional state. By truly listening, we foster an environment of safety as we become more approachable, and people will feel free to express their true opinions and concerns without being judged. An effective leader not only understands the art of listening, but they also understand the art of outward communication. They can clearly articulate their direction to their team, establishing not only what is required of each member, but why they are doing it. The reasons why someone is completing a task is as important as the what, as it gives them purpose. During interactions with team members, some useful verbal techniques for communicating are using pauses, probing questions, and not interrupting or talking over others, while using downward inflecting voice tonality. Open, expressive body language and eye contact will make you more commanding and approachable. Number 4. Relationships. "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with" is a quote you may have heard more than once or twice throughout your life. To make sure they perform at their highest level, leaders will surround themselves with people they respect, admire, and would like to emulate, cutting out those who drain or cause drama in their lives. As a team leader, it is important to periodically assess who is positively and negatively contributing to the team, sometimes making the hard decision to remove or replace people. Fostering relationships and ensuring the team functions as a cohesive whole is an important part of being a leader. They ensure each person feels important in their own way, instilling a sense of positivity, trust, and loyalty to other members. It is good practice to show appreciation towards the team, offering compliments to validate their work and efforts they put in, regardless of how trivial. A sure way to fail as a leader is to ignore others. They will quickly lose motivation, respect, and loyalty, producing substandard work and eroding the workplace culture. Typically, team members have 3 emotional requirements that need to be met. Number 1, dependence. A person needs to have a greater purpose and feel as though they are contributing to something beyond themselves. Number 2, independence. People want a degree of autonomy and ownership over their work, as well as being recognised for the effort and time they put into a task. And number 3, interdependence. Being part of a team is critical to human well-being. That's why we live in societies. Working in a cooperative, cohesive environment will ensure that people feel accepted, welcomed, and valued. By meeting these needs, we invest in others' emotional bank accounts. Many people see interactions with others as adversarial, as a battle to who gets the biggest piece of the pie. Approaching team members in this way will only ever end in poisoned, bitter relationships. It is in everyone's best interests to create win-win outcomes, but this is not always an easy feat, as it relies on compromise and good negotiation skills. By investing effort, time, and patience into each team member, we can grow our emotional bank accounts. Number 5. Be action-oriented. Being a leader means making decisions. Sometimes these are hard decisions and can be even harder to execute. It is easy to get caught up in the fast lane of life, but understanding the difference between acting efficiently versus effectively, we can create laser focus to accomplish tasks. We can learn to be efficient by completing these tasks in the quickest time possible, but ploughing through something doesn't necessarily mean we are headed in the right direction. When under pressure, it is tempting to jump straight in, but by taking a step back and evaluating the situation, we can better determine end goals and establish a course for effective action. That is, completing tasks both efficiently and along the correct trajectory. Luckily, there is a tool known as the Circle of Influence, developed by Stephen R. Covey. the author of the best-selling book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it serves as the foundation to taking effective action. A circle of concern, shown as the outer ring, relates to all things a person is concerned with in their life. News stories, gossip, an economic crash, or oil and gas prices, the endless things we can fret about but have no control over. An effective leader recognises the line between stressing over things beyond their control and things they can actually do something about. The circle of influence, shown as the inner ring, represents those things we can actually do something about. For example, our lifestyle habits, business direction, or interpersonal relationships. By prioritising efforts to the inner circle, we can cut out the excess by acting on the few things under our control. In this way, we are able to concentrate on the most important things that will return the greatest results. The benefit here is that the more effective a person is at focusing on their circle of influence, the larger their influence grows. Take for instance Bill Gates. He was able to amass great fortunes through Microsoft and along the way greatly expand his circle of influence. Now, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has far-reaching impacts with almost $50 billion to combat health and extreme poverty, control over infectious diseases, and establish a road for cures for malaria and HIV/AIDS, just to mention a few.